most important part for the research. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
recording this as
So
well, Tom, so they can go back to this if they need to
okay.
go back.
hmm So for today, I will just briefly talk about how to define your own document class in LateX. So yeah, I will just skip the first section that I wrote. Yeah. So first is the structure. How do you define your document? So if you guys can check the preamble part, like the head parts of your documents, you always start with your document class. Like here, this is your document class. So first is an option in this document, and it depends on the class you define. So in this curly bracket, in this curly bracket is some default document class. So here I'm using a report, but maybe most of the time you are using article or other form. Like here, I have some common LaTeX document classes. So first is article, like it's most commonly used for academic writing. So yeah, so if you guys want to refer any how to use this, you can just check 2.3.1 article. And yeah, and the big difference between article and report is the thing called chapter. So like I said before, the chapter, section, subsection are hierarchical order of defining like the level of detail in your paper. But in article, you can just use section as the top one. And yeah, just for future, if you want to write your own book, here's book class. Book class has a lot of functions that you can make like preface and some appendices very easily. So yeah, and final is a letter. So if you want write a formal letter or cover page for your resume, you could use this part of document class. And here we are talking the option. So something in this brackets. In this bracket, you can put your font size. The font size is just the real font size you use. So like default, like in default, the LateX will just set all the font size to 10 points. But I think in standard way, we're using 12 or 14. So you can just like modify it by yourself. Yeah. And here's the example how to modify the fonts here. And another is paper size. Yeah. So in different form of writing, you need use different form of like paper size. So here I have two options for you, like A4 paper, that's the most commonly used in the world, and letter paper. Letter paper is like in America, it's something like a bit wider, and I think for most American academic writing, they're using letter paper instead of A4 paper. But here you can just use A4 paper. It's fine. Yeah, and yeah. So for most academic writing, the layout is important, but it depends. Like for some scientific writing, you like some institutions prefer to use two columns. So if you want to make like the two column of writing, like here's left, right, writing, you can just type two column in this option part. Yeah. And here's a thing called draft mode. I didn't use this mode before, but I still included like just for you. If you want to use it, you can try it. And here is like an example I provide for you to just define your own document class. Yeah, here's an example. If you want to check it, you can just refer to it. Yeah, so here's just some lists for the why are we using document class in LaTeX? But I don't think you guys can read it. So yeah, and here is some like AP research students or undergrads. Why are we using LaTeX? Because like for my university, like for my major, we are using a lot of LaTeX to formulate math formula and to write science reports. So it's really important to know how to use this tool for future university career. But yeah, it really depends on the major you use. Like for example, if you're studying some sociologies or some religious stuff, um, maybe you don't need to use this because you can just type your thing in Word document and get some conclusion. Yeah, just briefly talk about how to define your own on what on your own document class. And yeah, if you want to know some advanced scale, you can check some like documentation for LateX document class or some other YouTube videos. Yeah. Um. So yeah, it's very brief talk about document class. And another important things are list, table, and footnote. So using lists, it can just help you to make yours, for example, experiment procedure in an order way. So here's two different lists in LaTeX. The first is called order list. Um, well, this name is very self-explanatory, as order list has a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so how to begin order list is start with begin enumerate. Enumerate means like give something a number or give something an index. So so yeah, you can just use enumerate to remember how to define your own order list, and then have a backslash item. And so for each item you want, have a number in front of it. Start with item and then your contents, item and contents. So yeah, and here's an example from my AP research procedure. So so let's some first select some test sample and connect to the circuits and change the variable stuff. Yeah. So this is how you define an order list. And there are some other parameters like you can add here and brackets. So it's like we are defining this document class here. Uh, so you can add like some alphabets or like I'll just type alpha here. Then the enumerate won't just use it won't use number to make your order list, but letters from A to B, A to Z. Yeah. And another thing is unordered list. So unordered list means bullet points or just other any type of bullet points you want to use. You can just start with itemize. Begin itemize and some like the list of the thing you want to put in this list. And here's the result, like a dot apple, a dot lemon, and dot win. Yeah, you can type anything. You can also you can also include graphs in these things. And yeah, so this is very useful. Maybe in research writing, it's just like when you want to list something, but this this is also very useful for resume. For example, here's my current resume. Yeah, if you want to list some your like your results or anything you want to do, you can use LaTeX to make like this perfect resume. And so every item you can just put in lists, and so it will make your resume more beautiful. Yeah, and this part is I think the most important part. It's called table. Um, Maybe some of you it really depends on other like depends on people like what they prefer. Some people prefer to make Excel and input an image in it, and some people prefer to make a LaTeX table. Um, for me, I prefer LaTeX table. It's because when you want to change your contents or to delete like big chunk of contents, your table is automatically adjust with text. It won't like just have some random shift like in Word documents or like in image when you are putting into the LaTeX. So yeah, This is my reason for choosing table in LateX. So how to start LateX? You should import this um, tabular X, this package for your like letter table forming, and then you type begin tabular, and in this in this outer brackets, um, how many letters you type. For example, here are two letters CC. That means we want two columns have all things aligned in center. So for example, if I type like LCC, that means I want three columns, and the first column is aligned to left, and the other two columns are aligned in the middle. So that's how you define or how you want to expand the list or the table in LaTeX. So how to define rows? Define row is it really depends how many this like the double backslash you type. So for every end of the row, you type double backslash. That means the new line. So the table will just appear like how many columns you define initially, and after the first list of thing, and it goes another line. So have another like another list of like second row, and for each item or each entry, you will need to use this end mark or end sign to separate the data or the entries. So it can just make the clarification for each cell and for like each cell and the data. Yeah. And here I have a reminder here. So if you want like add a row, just have double backslash and separate your data by the end sign. Yeah. So here's so as I said, how many letters in this curly brackets define how many columns you want. So if you want to have like line between them, you should type this vertical sign here and separate them. So here you have C vert, C vert, C vert, C. That means I want all the columns and like between each columns, I want the vertical line, and vertical line. So this is the result. So for between first and second, third, and fourth, I have a vertical line that separates the data. Yeah. Also, if you want like make some square table, you can just add one word and another word here, just to close this columns. That will also be fine. So here's another example of adding rows, just to show that you can add multiple rows. Like here, I have three rows, so 3 rows of data. And if you want to have a like horizontal line, just to split the rows, here you can just add H line in like a top of your data and or bottom of data. Then this is a table that will show like yeah. And yeah, for sometimes you want to use uh merge columns. So how to use merge columns is right here. Here's a comment called multi-columns, and the number right here is telling how many columns it should be merged. And yeah, and later is a structure of like you define a row, and it will just, for example, this at this top here, I have 4 columns. And when I'm using multi-column two, that means the first 2 columns will merge together as one column or as one cell, and then you define what is in this cell. So here I define is Hong, and this parameter means how would you like to align this, like to right, to center, or to the left, and yeah, and then you like have a end sign to separate them and merge another 2 columns, and have another data in it. So this is a result that I made for you, and you guys can just copy this if you want to make your own table. And yeah, so here And another chunk of table you can use is called begin table. And this table is more general table, but it's like insert a figure. So you can just add other captions like label and centering. Then you will have like a table centered in your file. That's yeah, like in most common case, we'll just use this command. You just type like begin table, like here. I can show you begin table. Here, it will automatically generate a chunk of all the things for you. So and as I mentioned in the figure part, this in this bracket, you are just telling the position of your table you want to be. Yeah, and here's another like very last point. For most of you are I think will encounter a problem that in double column for like layout, the table cannot just span entire space because it's defined in this chunk and it can just have this area for use. But if you want it span entire chunk of the page, you can just type asterisk at the behind this table. Uh, then yeah, I like here. I, you can have like a page-wide table that's very standard formatting for the double column layout. Yeah, and very last thing is how to define the footnote. So footnotes is very important in your research. It's because it can elaborate your like some jargons without using your contents or using other like more word counts in your paper, and that's important because word counts I think in AP research is really matter for the grade. Um, if you have some like fancy jargon you want to explain or some terms you want to explain or elaborate, you can use footnotes. How to create a footnote? It's like the first you need to type a footnote and then something in that footnote. So here I create like backslash footnote and hi, I'm a footnote. And then at the like the right top part of top right of this um like the text, you have a little number. After you click it, you can see it's teleport to your like the bottom page and see, yeah, hi, I'm a footnote. And also you can have your footnote label. So just have another bracket and just put numbers in it. Like first, your first footnote you want to say is 2. And then I say just like some 1号, or that's some random things in it. Uh, then you can have like a label of how to like you can have a label. This thing has been labeled. So then you use footnote mark like footnote mark 2 to to cite the footnote you want. So if you like to have multiple jargons that are using the same footnote, you can use this trick. And yeah, I think yeah, it's a really simple part for a footnote. And then it's a really big part of doing research or any academic writing is make citation lists or bibliography. In LaTeX, there's another very standard way of doing citation. Uh, I remember in Concha we are using MLA for some sort of citation, right? But in LaTeX, like or other academic research, usually depends on different type of citation. So how do you do it? So first, in LaTeX, you have to create another file called something.bib, and this means this is the list of your of your sources, or it's a repository for your sources. You can just put any source in this entry file like this to your into your repository, and anytime you want to cite it, you can just call the name of uh the name of this article, and then you will have a side part side part there, and then save this and using cite like anything, just some like blah 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 blah, and this source, and you want to cite it, you can just like type slash backslash cite and the name of or the label of that article. So, and here are different citations you can use. So I've listed here, and I think that's all you will need to use. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Suhang. You
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so the .bib file is their repository that they can use to reference, but it's not the bibliography. The bibliography is a different page where the ones that are called upon in the document actually get created in a separate file, the bibliography. Or am I misunderstanding you?
Yeah. So I would say the bib file is a repository because when you are putting all the source in it, um, as long as you cite it, it will not appear in your this bibliography page. So you can just put like, for example, you prepared like 40 or 60 sources for your research. You can just put all them into it. And every time you cite it, and then the bibliography will auto generates like a citation for you and a hyperlink to your site to your citation in text citation. Yeah,
So they could take all their sources from their 30 sources, put it
yeah,
into this bib, which becomes a repository. Then, as they
yeah.
find other research that they want, they can add that on. And then,
Mm-hmm.
as they use it and cite it in their paper, then those ones that are cited will go into their bibliography page. Uh, and the ones that aren't used just stay in the repository and don't affect their bibliography. Is that correct?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
I just wanted to make that
And
clear.
I really like to use this because you guys can just type the like percentage sign and it means comments. Like like for example, if you want to make some like short annotation for your bibliography, you can just type this percentage sign and just type some just type something right here. Uh yeah, you can just type something here. It won't affect your result, and it's really helpful for you to make your things organized. Because in research, being organized is really important. Yeah, and it's it's important, and just be efficient, okay, guys.
Good.
So mhm.
I sent you a question earlier. What do you
Oh,
recommend for doing with the appendices? Like, how would you handle the appendices?
okay. For appendices, for example, uh, if you have if you're using computer programs to to analyze your data, uh, it would be better to copy paste entire chunk of your code just into your appendix, because that will make your research more like credible and reliable, so that people can check your code for just to see if these things are like really what you did. And if you're doing survey, you can also put your survey in appendix because appendix won't count won't be count in your total work. So appendix is just a tool for you to build up. You can use appendix to build up your credibility and make your make your research more reliable. That's the thing I would like to say for using appendix.
And that's
Or
kind
you can
of
use
the
this appendix to, yeah.
Oh, go ahead,
Oh yeah.
Tom.
Oh, you can use your yeah. You can use your appendix to include um like the figures or some other related data or some for example some table or other graph from other sources. You can just put all them in your appendix, and since it won't count in your word count, you can just add anything you want just to make your research more like credible or formal. That's the thing I would say for
Okay,
appendix.
so you mentioned like if you're using an outside program to code, and I think a number of the students in here, and last year they did as well, used Max QDA. Are you familiar with that program at all?
Uh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that
Okay.
program, but yeah.
So, yeah, so anyhow, let's say they have their surveys and they've got 15 pages of survey data that they want to put in.
Mhm.
What's the most efficient way to do that? Or are they just better off creating separate PDFs and just calling it Appendix A, Appendix B, and then referencing it in the paper, or actually including those files in Overleaf? What do you recommend? What do you do?
In fact, you can do it in LaTeX for like both way are okay. There's a package called Merge PDFs. I've created my own one, and then you check it. Yeah, here, Merge PDFs. And so this package is called PDF pages. And for example, you can just like import your PDF here and just have a like this comment include PDF from this package, and it can merge two PDFs together. So first, you can just write all your things, and it won't just add like other form of like survey stuff, and you have PDF file. You can use this. You can use this tool to them in your AP research paper. Um, if you really want it, I can send this to you because it's just like these few comments. But yeah, it just if you want, you can WeChat me or something. Yeah,
Good. This master document that you have, you will send to me as well, so I can give to them
this
your
master
training
document.
document.
Yeah, I need to do some like just like I need to delete these things. So and I can write some comments for you so you guys know how to use it. Yeah, if you want, I can send my working file to you.
Yeah, I would love to
No
have
problem.
the like you have one big training document, but I think you've updated it since the last time. Am I correct on that or no?
Yeah, like last time I didn't have like this complete like bibliography.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yes. So could you send me that as a completed document or share it with me in Overleaf? Um,
you mean this thing or including the merged PDFs?
Everything, the documents that you've been using the last two sessions.
Okay, okay, yeah, this thing, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Good.
I still have a few things to say, and yeah.
Very good.
So after you make your repository and the citation, so how to create your own bibliography page? So first, in your main file, at very bottom part, or before your appendix, first you need to define the style of your annotated bibliography. So for here, I use abbreviation or for abbreviations, but like it's just like the author's name, like for example, Albert Einstein, and it will be abbreviated to AE. So AE is for Albert Einstein, and it's just like different style of using like your bibliography style. If you are well, if you are researching math, and there's a math way of citing other source called like American Math Association stuff. Uh, and you can just type. Wait, let me check. Okay, here. The bib style as American. It should be AMS or yeah. Here you can see. here are a lot of choice for different type of citations. So you don't need to use citation machine to create like a list of citations. You can just change the style here. So if you have a repository and you cite it, for example, here you want to use MLA, you can change like bibliography style to MLA. And here you want to use APA, you can just do APA. And here you want to use Chicago, you can change the style to Chicago. So it's really a dynamic way of citing your sources instead of just creating another long list of all the things you use. So that's why I'm really into using LaTeX. It's really helped me to save a lot of time for citing things. Yeah,
For our purposes, let me just say something to the class. So for our purposes, we're going to use the two-column scientific layout. AP Research doesn't really care what format you use as long as you are consistent. And that's the beauty of LaTeX. Okay, so maybe psychology uses a different style typically. For our purposes, it doesn't matter. So if we're all using the same style, then we can all be helping each other out. Um, and then when you get to your bibliography, if you want to change it to the style that's most commonly used in psychology, then change it there. The beauty of this is you're consistent. And the one thing you're not going to get dinged on when the reader's looking at your paper is you made this mistake, you made this mistake. As long as you correctly imported the BibTeX citation, then the program will do everything else for you. You will have perfect formatting and you'll stand out from 95% of people who don't use this program because LaTeX takes care of all those problems for us. All right, Tom, I'm going to let you
yeah.
take over.
Okay. And then you type /bibliography and the name of your repository. So you can have like multiple repository. That's fine. But be sure if you want to include in your list, just make sure you type bibliography and the name of that the file, and then uh here I should cite something here, like like I can just show you immediately. Here, right? For example, I'm citing the Lorentz principle here, or like I can just make it more formal. Oh, oh yeah, I didn't include that package, so I just use cite. Okay, so where I'm putting this into? Oh, in document class. Yeah, it's just demonstration. So where is it? Yeah, as you guys as you guys can see here is a bracket and there's one right here. That means something related to the bib the bibliography. That's the first thing. So after I click it, it will take me to that citation. So this is the citation from LaTeX, and this is really useful. Um, and here's like another alternative way of citing your things, or like make your citation more beautiful and use some packages. But I won't teach you how to use them. You can just search it. It's a lot of source. Yeah. And one last thing is, how do you find the text? Because sometimes sometimes you just find source using Google Scholar, like any store or any like JSTOR stuff, or any repository of sources. For example, let's click this. Yeah, for example, this is my previous paper. Yeah, this is my paper, and you guys want to cite it first. You guys can see here's a cite button in Google Scholar, and or other different websites. There must be cite button, and you click it, and here you guys can see there's a BibTeX file or BibTeX format that's automatically generated for you. So after you click it, uh, yeah, here my browser has some problem, but in real life you'll see here is the big text file that or the format already generated for you. You can just copy and paste it into your bib bib file, and remember just start another line and paste your thing here. So that's very easy. Just copy the bib text thing, put in your repository, copy bib text thing, put in your repository. And if your source doesn't have a bib text file or bib text button, you can still you can still do it because uh there is something called, I think you already learned something called like DOI stuff, right? Just copy this
Yes.
DOI and to any form of citation machine, and you can just click convert this to bib text for me. Then you'll have a big text. So
You also told
I
this
think
last
that's
year,
pretty much.
Sue.
Mhm,
Yeah, you also told
mhm.
us last year when you really get stuck, go to Chat GPT and it can help you create for the purpose of this class. This is one very small area where you're allowed to use AI, and to help you create that BibTeX citation is fine.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that's pretty much for me to say. And everything is very brief. So if you have any like problems or very some specific issue, just don't hesitate to contact me. And here's oh yeah, I should teach you how to make appendix. Sorry. Yeah, like here. So after bibliography, you can just type backslash appendix. Then everything back that's appendix is becoming the appendix page. So yeah, that's really simple. So I didn't include that in my file. Just remember, just if anytime you want like have an appendix in your paper, backslash appendix, and everything below it is your appendix content. And the way of defining content is the same is same as previous part. It just like tell you it's a different thing. Okay. And so here's my appendix. I make like a contact page where you can like most frequently like I don't think you can use Discord in China, but yeah, and you can email me. This is a most common way I'm using for now because using America. And WeChat this is my WeChat and this is my Steam. Don't add this in school, but sometimes I'm not checking my WeChat, but I'm always on my Steam for playing games. So contact me if you have any issue, and I will try my best to help you. Um, or you can have like any other type of problems. For example, like math problems, physics problems, like application problems. I all can do it for you all. So yeah, uh, that's it.
Very good. Thank you very, very much, Suhang. Um, as you guys exit, just pop on the screen and say hi to him as we're leaving, okay? And thank you guys, and I will see you on Monday. Don't forget your 30 sources are due this weekend.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so thank you very much.
How's your life going? Bye.
My life, very good. My
Okay. Be happy.
my my big event is happening next week, Thursday.
Bye bye.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye.
You can blow him
Bye.
kisses. Watch out. Kira is studying cannibalism, so you may she
Cannibalism.
asked you to yeah, so if she asks you to volunteer, be careful. And if she invites you to hot pot, you're in trouble. Bye guys. I'm David.
Don't eat me. Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Bye.
All right. Thank you very, very much, Suhang. I appreciate it. If you can
Hmm.
send me your master training document, that would be great. Then I can give that to them to look at.
Yes, like
When you're working, how often, like when you get stuck, do you typically just use Chat GPT to get unstuck, or do you use the help sections within LaTeX? What do you find that way if you get if you're like, I don't know how to do this, what's the best way to find that information?
yeah. In fact, for most of my academic writing, I'm using LaTeX. But I mean, I'm using ChatGPT to just outline all the things or anything I want it to be. Like I want some fancy tables. I want some professional structure that's like including like code stuff. I can just you can just use AI to do it. It's very
Yeah,
convenient.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then just copy
Yeah.
paste that code in, right?
Yes.
I don't have
Yes.
I don't have a problem with them doing that for their tables. I think that's fine. I don't think that's
Hmm.
cheating academics in any way.
Yes. But you you better let them to send you the prompts using. They're using AI to generate things. You better let them to send the prompt to you and
Yeah,
the like screenshots because it's not like just not believing them. It's you. I think it's you should help them to monitor if there's any trouble, like any academic concerns with using AI.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
sometimes AI will generate like some poop stuff, and
yeah,
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 just
yeah, yeah.
it's important to help them to check
Sure.
it.
Yeah,
And yeah, the goal is for this is just let them to know what should
yeah, yeah,
the LaTeX be and how to use that. Not it's not like just like make them just type the blank page like start with nothing. It's not worth to waste time on these things.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
manage stuff that doesn't make sense. Well,
Hmm.
I'm going to let you go here. I need to move on to
Yeah.
another meeting here, but thank you
Okay.
very, very much.
See
Uh,
you.
and I
Hmm.
appreciate your time. You did get the PayPal I sent you, correct?
Yes, I did. Thank you. Thank you
I
so
okay.
much.
No, no, thank
Yeah.
you. And you have a good evening.
Yeah.
Thank
Goodbye.
you, Tom. Okay, bye bye.